I don't know if I'm just missing something, but I found Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, the first episode, to be really quite poor and not very engaging and not very funny. And there's a very specific reason for that. I find that the characters are not likable. They're very negative, very pessimistic. And when you're trying to watch something that's a comedy, usually that is only present in one character who is usually the butt of jokes or creates a very dry kind of humor. But they're trying to do that with everybody, and it doesn't really work. For me, at least. I also hate the fact that the episodes are all titled with hashtags. I just think it's very cheesy. There are a lot of things about this that don't appeal to me. I have just seen the first episode, and usually when I discuss the first episode, I will wait until the end to reveal whether or not I plan on watching any more. But I'm just going to say right now, I thought the first episode of Dad Stop Embarrassing Me was quite a disappointment, quite a letdown, and definitely not something that I have any plans on sticking with. So this first episode is called hashtag Black People Don't Go to Therapy, and it does set up the story very well. I will give it that credit. It's written by Jamie Foxx, Jim Patterson, Bentley, Kyle Evans. This episode's directed by Ken Whittingham, and it does set up the narrative very well. I had a very clear picture of how we got to where we were at this point. And basically, our protagonists, Brian Dixon, played by Jamie Foxx, his daughter is moving in with him, his daughter Sasha, and this is primarily set in a therapist's office. This therapist, I don't like her. Nothing wrong with the way she's acted, but I don't like the way this therapist was written. I don't think it's a very well written character. But basically, Sasha and her father are sitting in this therapist's office and they're recounting everything that has happened up until this point, with Sasha moving in with her father, the fact that, you know, he's not necessarily there for her, even though he should be, and all the issues that have arose. And every single thing in this first episode is negative. Absolutely everything. And nothing goes right at all. Nothing about it is funny. I'm not going to say kind of the intricacies of what happens in case you do plan on watching it, but I just never felt like anything was that engaging. I got the point that Sasha was feeling like now she's living with her father, he should be paying a bit more attention to her and being there for her. Brian as a character, I didn't really understand. You know, there was... I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but basically, he seemed like a bit of a playboy, but he also seemed a bit more level-headed. And I feel like the character writing, certainly in this first episode, just didn't really work very well for me. His personality wasn't very clear. I didn't really know how I was supposed to feel about him. I didn't like him. I know that. But do I not like him because he's a bad character? Or do I not like him because I don't quite fully grasp his personality and what I should be feeling about him? I don't know, but either way, not getting good vibes from this. I thought it was a very poor introduction. Well, maybe it's an accurate introduction. If you've seen the rest of the series, let me know how it pans out. I'm not planning on watching it, but for me personally, the first episode of Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, apart from being good at actually telling us what this is about, didn't really tick any boxes.